what do those first events actually look like? And in Tina's article, she talks about designing tryouts that align with your team vision. I think that's great. But the way that I would modify that is that not every team and the way they evolve over a season can you have like a perfect team vision at the beginning of the season. And a totally different philosophy is to let that team vision evolve over the course of time, or have the players involved in that team vision. So there's a little bit of danger in like deciding the team vision ahead of time. Of course, it's good as a leader to have a plan, but your team might not be the type of team that it's good to have that vision right away. You might be a brand new team. So the way that I sort of modify that idea that I think can apply to more teams is identify and clarify your goals for what that tryout process or those initial events or the events that are going to determine who's actually on the team. Identify and clarify your goals and the timeline around what those things are going to be. So when I say clarifying the goals, first of all, it's okay to have multiple goals, but you do want to prioritize your goals. So for example, let's say you're a college team, you have a bunch of people that are going to try out, and you're going to have to split eventually into like an A and a B team. Now, it's great to have a goal of set the bar really high, for example, or like push people really hard in tryouts. But what you also have to keep in mind is that big picture, what the program actually needs is it needs lots of people in the program. So what you risk when you push people really hard in your tryouts is some people deciding that they don't want to play for a certain reason because like that's not in line with why they want to play the sport. And that might be okay with you. You might be okay with those people leaving. But every program I've ever been a part of that has multiple teams within their program, you want more people playing. So that means it's okay to have multiple goals. For sure, you definitely want to set the bar really high, but you also want to appeal to the people who might not be good enough for the A team, but you want them to stick around on that B team and develop for the next year. So just clarify your goals. It's okay to say, we want to set the bar really high. We want to push people. It's also okay to say, we want people to really feel valued as individuals, and we want them to have a great time. We want them to have fun. We want them to feel like they have, that they're going to make friends. Okay, that's an okay goal to have. It's important to prioritize those goals, but you should keep those things in mind. It's okay to have multiple goals, just prioritize them. And again, tell those things to your team. You don't have to keep those to yourself. Like, you should agree on them as a leadership, and you can say those things at your tryout or at your first events. It's okay to say in front of the whole group, we're expecting that we're going to have to make some decisions down the line about who's on which team. And we really value having as many people in our program as possible. And we know that everyone is different and wants to play for different reasons. The A team will be very focused on getting better and pushing ourselves during these tryouts. And we know that everyone's not there. We also know that a big part of our program is enjoying each other, building a sense of camaraderie, and that's important to us too. It's okay to say these things, for example. All right. So that's what I mean by identifying and clarifying your goals and putting a timeline on when it's going to end. Yeah, with that timeline, you don't have to be perfectly exact. You just need to like give people a sense of like when our decision's going to be made. Again, if you don't do that, it's not the end of the world. It's just better. It makes all these conversations easier with people, and it allows them to put a picture in their head of what they're actually trying to accomplish and when they need to accomplish it by. That's another thing that great leaders do.